The 20th team should be in South. G'day guys, just another video on fight and sport talk. Thought I'll just do another one on my opinion. This is in regards to the NRL expansion. We have the Perth Bears coming in next season and the new PNG Chiefs the season after that. A few years ago, we saw the Dolphins come into the competition. When the two new teams come in, that'll create 19 NRL teams. 19, bit of a sort of a uneven number, which can create a bye each weekend. No doubt the NRL, especially with a new broadcast deal coming up, they'll be looking to have a 20th team. Now, where is the 20th team going to be out? It's a topic of conversation. It has been for years and years when we were having the 17th team come in, then the 18th, then the 19th. But now it's the 20th team. The different locations that have been spoken about is South Island of New Zealand, another team in southeast Queensland, a team in possibly central Queensland, and possibly a team that's a combined Pacific side. Now, this video here is just my opinion, and I love talking about sport, boxing and sport, so it's just my opinion. Everyone has them. My opinion is firmly that the 20th team should be in southeast Queensland. I am very firm on that. Now, there's various reasons that I can put forward for a team to be in southeast Queensland. One of them is the popularity of rugby league in that region. Now, you do have the Gold Coast Titans, the Brisbane Broncos, and the Dolphins from Redcliffe in that region. But when I think back to a child, I grew up in Queensland from the ages of 5 till the end of primary school. Up there, when I was growing up, I hardly knew anything about the Sydney competition. Up there, it was called the Winfield Cup, but that Winfield Cup was the Brisbane competition, the Brisbane Rugby League, with the teams like Wynnum Manly, Brothers, Valleys, Redcliffe. They were the teams that were up there. So it's a very strong area, and in those periods of time, we had a competition in Sydney and we had a competition in Brisbane. Whilst in hindsight, the Sydney competition was stronger, it was only really just stronger than the Brisbane competition. Now, had the NRL not have evolved in the way it did, which I guess I think that there were two main parts in that, which was the New South Wales Rugby League bringing in the Brisbane Broncos and the Gold Coast Giants was the first thing to start going national. The second thing was the pay-per-view wars, where we saw the Super League and the ARL divide and then came back together. Had it not evolved in that way and evolved in a way where we just had the Brisbane competition join the Sydney competition, we would have had at least 4 teams in the southeast region of Queensland. That's one reason. Another reason is the current popularity in terms of the viewership. So not just on TV, but actually at the games. So last season, out of the top 13 attended games in the NRL, 11 of them were at Suncorp Stadium. So that doesn't include the Vegas round and the finals, just the normal season games. But that is out of the top 13 games, 11 of them were at Suncorp Stadium. So let that sink in as to how much popularity there is there. Now, if there's an extra, say, 12 to 14 games at Suncorp Stadium with an extra Brisbane team, essentially a Brisbane team, then there's plenty of space to go around there, obviously. There's plenty of appetite to come to the games to watch. So, it's almost throwing money away by not bringing in a team, a 4th team in that region, okay, the southeast region. Now, what would probably be the best approach from looking at it in terms of the bids is you have the Brisbane Tigers, who used to be the East Tigers in the Brisbane competition, and you have the Ipswich Jets. Now, the Brisbane Tigers is a very cashed-up club. They've got a successful leagues club. They have Langlands Park as their home ground training facility, whereas the Ipswich Jets have a very strong brand, and they very much have the pool of talent out there in that Western Corridor near Ipswich. A team that's combined of those two entities could be called something like Brisbane Jets. That's a strong name, Brisbane Jets. They could even, what would the word be? They could even link in with the Newtown Jets to honour some of their history as well in a new team in that southeast region. But I think the Brisbane Jets, with a combination or a merger between the Brisbane Tigers and the Ipswich Jets, primarily playing out of Suncorp Stadium, with that figure that out of the top 13 games last season, 11 of them were out Suncorp Stadium. The talent that's in that region is evident, as I've spoken about. Another thing you could add to that is how many times have Queensland won the State of Origin in the past 20 years? It's a lot more than New South Wales, that's for sure. So there's definitely the talent there. So I think Brisbane Jets as the 20th NRL team is a good option to go with. Now, this is just my opinion. Like I say, everyone has them. I've done this here again in the boxing gym. I'll try and do some of these that aren't in the boxing gym. I guess I'll primarily be here because I'm spend a lot of time here. But this is just my opinion on fight and sport. Everyone has them, so it's good to have a yarn about it here. And so shoot your comments below. Where do you think that the 20th team will be? I know that there'll be plenty of people that think it should be in the South Island of New Zealand, but really when you crunch the numbers, and Peter V'landys is a very smart man, he knows how to do these things. When you crunch the numbers and you look at the different aspects that are important, I think it will be that Southeast Queensland region. But again, put your opinion, whether it is the South Island, whether it is Brisbane, whether it is the Pacific, where do you think the 20th NRL team should be?